Hey guys, up here, how's it going? We are picking mana crypts in Temur Cube. Yeah, so basically I've been playing a lot this cube, mostly just blue, sometimes with red, but more often than not blue. I think counter spells are really great. Mostly they are great against the green decks because they play like these dorky 1/1s, try to ramp into something, then you counter it. I had success with that strategy, but now that we picked a mana crypt, we might go into something a bit different, maybe a bit bigger, maybe a bit more unfair. But in general, I think picking counter spells and good blue finishers, maybe some removal in red, that's a good strategy for this cube. I think I'm certain of that. Yeah, so here, besides the mana crypt, there is like counterspell, which I believe is pretty great. Fast one, you can do nasty things with it. Benzer, I love it. Wheel of Fortune 2, Lotus Veil, there are a couple of ways of making that a bit unfair. I'm going to pick the mana crypt for sure. Yeah, for example, Candelabra of Thonos can go with the land that generates multiple mana to generate, basically have a 1 mana, basically a Soul Ring. Yeah. Here we have a fetch, a Goblin Guide if you want to go for aggro. Sky Diamond is also pretty decent. Yeah, it only generates 1 color of mana and it enters tapped, but it works great with the mana crypt. We might go with that, or like the passage, because it's an open pick. There is also a couple of ways of using lands in the graveyard, like Renon 6 and Life from the Loam. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go with the failed passage, but I'm not 100% sure if it's correct. Here we have... okay, that's interesting. So this doesn't generate anything unless you already wrote this. Okay. I love math manipulation. It's a good way of winning in some decks. Time Spiral is also pretty nice. So the problem with mass manipulation is that you want to be generating lots of mana, like stupid amount of mana. Time Spiral can be good too. I don't know, I think I'm going to go for the big blue strategy. That sounds fun. Here we have Jace, Mythos. Basically all the blue cards are fine. Pyroclasm, sorry. Pyroclasm is pretty good in this cube. The aggro decks like play small creatures. The ramp decks play small creatures. So mostly it's a great card. It's not good against the blue kind of control decks. Mythos of Iluna always does something. Mystic Snake is pretty strong. Counterspell that can also trade with something. I think I'm going to go with the Snake. What can I do? I just love counterspells. Wow. Yeah, blue seems to be open, right? Wow. Yeah, I know what to pick here. This is like all the blue cards. Maybe Factor Fiction. It's just a card draw spell, but Force of Negation, you have to be pretty big blue for it to work, and also like the ramp strategies play a lot of creatures. To check I'm recording. So I'm not that big on Force of Negation. I love though the Factor Fiction. Greed, Spellseeker, Chalice. Azusa can also be fine. So I think I want to go for ramp and like big stuff. Mystic Snake is kind of a concession to that. Ulamog is pretty big, but there is also Wilderness Reclamation. We already have a couple of instances. Oh man, I love this card so much. I don't think I can pass this. The other option could be like go for Ulamog, which is big stuff. But you can also just remove like the mass manipulation, have a good Wilderness Reclamation start. Both of these are great in this kind of strategy. Yep, I'm going to go for that. Here we have another good instant in Thassa's Intervention. It's not always great, but it's consistently useful, especially if you have lots of mana. Dancer Wheel. There's also a Torrential Gearhulk. We don't have anything to flashback yet, so it's between these two. Yeah, Incongruity can also be playable, but I like these two, I guess. I think. I'm going to go for the big stuff. Omniscience or Magus of the Mind. Basically, this is um, the same as that spell. How's it called? Mind's Desire. Yeah. Omniscience is a bit too much, in my opinion. Trigon Predator is fine. Baral or like Once Upon a Time. I'm going to go Baral. I think we are going to have a lot of counter spells probably. Disdainful Stroke over Teferi. I don't think Teferi is pretty great. It's good in some matches, but yeah. Frantic Search over Chart. Yeah. Instant Speed. I think I'm going to go for really big here. This is until end of turn, whenever a player casts an instant, you copy it. Maybe this. So Mana Crypt puts us, we need to have a way of closing the game a bit faster, or blowing up artifacts basically, otherwise we are going to lose to our own Mana Crypt. In this cube, games can go a bit long, especially if you play like me. Oh, I'm going to build this here. Especially if you play like me, like I play hardcore control all the time. What can I say? It's what is open, so sorry about that, guys. Next time I'll probably try to go for something a bit more fun, but right now I'm going to be the counterspell guy. It's between Impulse and Forbid. I think I like Impulse more. I want to find my Wilderness Reclamation. Here we have Cyclonic Rift, which is great. Abrade is also good. And there is also Treachery, which would be our first mind control effect, or control magic effect. Cyclonic Rift is super nice. It can be either cheap interaction or a board wipe, so it's pretty good. Usually just good enough. So here, yeah. The only one that's not an instant is the mass manipulation, right? Well, Baral and Neverflow Choice are cheap enough that I don't mind. The same with Trigon Predator or Predator. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah. So we're wanting to go full on counter magic if possible. Having cheap interaction is pretty important in this cube. Heal, not so high on upheaval. Emery, we don't have anything else to do with Emery, right? Not really. There's a Botanical Sanctum, an Awakening Zone, Mind Stone. Dig Through Time can also be good. We already have Factor Fiction and Thasa's Intervention. Yeah, I'm just going to pick the land. It's not a great land, but it's a good land. So here we have Remand, which goes great in our deck. There's also like Time Warp, maybe. But for Time Warp to be good, you have to have a lot of things to do. Okay, so yeah. There's Harbor. The art is pretty similar. That's kind of fun. I like Evacuation. In this queue, we already have Cyclonic Rift. Maybe that's too much. It's just the land. I'm going to try to make sure I have good mana. Ooh, Tinker. We have a couple of cheap artifacts. What are we losing here if we pick Tinker? I don't like Shardization in this deck. We are going to like cascade into Remand and feel like idiots. Current can be useful, but I want to have like if I wanted to have some sorcery, I prefer it's going to be Tinker. We may not even play it, but if we do, it can be pretty good. Stonecold Serpent can be a big chunk blocker, a big blocker. It's a Root Boom Crack, or Kudos to fix our mana to ramp. I'm going to go for the Stone Cold. It also works with Tinker. Here we have Gift Ungiven. We don't have anything to do with that. This is... okay, this is a big chunker. Tamiyo, it's a good way of drawing cards. I don't really like the +1 ability in a queue because you only have one copy of each. The Giant is also pretty good. Sorry about that. It's MTGO or my mouse really having trouble. I'm going to pick the cheap removal spell. Forbid Wield. Nice. I'm going to pick the Forbid. Infinite counter spells sound good. Here, I think I prefer the Paradise Druid. Okay, through the Breach, Pirated Ritual, and Embry. We're not going to play any of these. Swarm or Keruga. Maybe Keruga. Don't think I'm going to play though. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so Close to Curio is... yeah, it's a good way of comboing probably, but I'm not so sure about this. I don't have any shortcuts on this. I would have to look at cards and try to find interactions. So, whenever an artifact permanent enters the battlefield, you may return another permanent, you can roll a share as a type. So, you play a land, you can bounce a land, for example. You play a creature, you can bounce another creature. I don't know. Colossus, yeah, I like the Colossus. I could try to wheel it. There's no need. No need for that. Yeah, I'm going to pick the Colossus trying to wheel something else. Yeah, in case you don't know, Colossus is good with Tinker because you can put that into play for 3 mana. Yeah, that's a combo. Mana Leak or Ethergast? I like Mana Leak a bit more. But both are very good. Expedition Map doesn't really do much. Intuition, Show and Tell. Gilded Drake. Gilded Drake is pretty good. Sometimes you don't want it, right? Against aggro, for example, they play a lot of 2/2s. You don't want to play give them free at 3/3 to take a 2/2, you know. Bannifor doesn't really do much. Rishkar, nah. Soul Artifact, nah. Banefire, it's a sorcery. If it was an instant, maybe. The Reservoir can be a win condition, I guess. Or maybe the Manifold Key. We need cheap artifacts for Tinker. I have like 2 cheap artifacts. But I don't want to play the Manifold Key, I don't think. Well, I'm not going to play the Reservoir either. Unless I have like a combo. But I'm on booster number 3. So I'm going to pick the Manifold Key and play it if I have to. Wheeler Row is another way of putting artifacts into play. But I like the Scalding Turn, just fixing our colors. I would like to have a blue-green duel, if possible. Thassa. Okay, Walking Ballista can be good. Oh, we have the Stone Cold Servant as additional cheap artifacts. Thassa works with nothing. Okay. Mindslaver can be good or land. So I think it's between Walking Ballista and land. I'm going to go for the Ballista. Ooh, nice. So we have Manowar, Force Spike, or Duplicant. Duplicant is a nice removal spell. Force Spike, I don't think this is the deck for it. So maybe Manowar or like Word Sliding. I like Manowar. Goes well with counter spells. My Desire, Mindbreak Trap, Flusterstorm, Lavamancer, Hydra. Yeah, they're all nice cards. I don't like Mind's Desire in this deck, we are not really comboing off, and this is a sorcery. Flusterstorm can be a cheap counterspell, and Mindbreak Trap 2. I mean, you can play this for 4, right? Just a hard counter. Really hard counter. So, hybridization or essence capture, I'm going to go for the capture. Berserk can be good against just used as a removal spell. Here, I don't like any of these. With this you can cheat something. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to pick this. Intuition, Lava Dart, or Master of Ethereum. Intuition doesn't really work in our deck. Maybe Lava Dart for the sideboard. Yeah, sadly we didn't find a good duel, but still we have like 3 sources of green, 4 sources of blue, and 2 sources of red. So we can splash like the giant if we want to. And yeah, we are going to have like 25 playables. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm going to remove here. I like that we have the Tinker package. This card is pretty good, because you don't need that much to make it work, right? And even if we didn't find the Blightsteel Colossus, we just don't play it, and that's it, you know? Sure. I'm going to bring the Thirst Sorcerer against control. Sure, empty warrants, I guess. So we have like, yeah, apparently Storm was really open. Problem with Storm is that you don't know when it's open, you just realize a bit late that's open, at least in my case. So I could put the Manifold Key in the deck, but I don't think I need to do that. Okay. Also, Gruul Aggro was kind of open too. Okay. So let's see. These are my proactive plays. It's kind of, we are not going to cast that. And we need to take out like a couple of cards. I like the Paradise Druid. It ramps into our 4 drops, fixes our mana. Serpent, Ballista. We don't have that much ramp though. Maybe the Dragon Predator goes in the sideboard. That makes sense. Okay, so we don't have that many card draw spells. We have like Factor Fiction. Factor Fiction really is the big card draw spell. Then we have the Gearhulk to flash that back. Thassa's Intervention also works. Oh, look, Gilded Drake and Mana Warriors are a nice combo. Yep. This changes controls. It's not like Sour of Temptation. The opponent has a 3-3 and now they have to deal with that. If we play the Mana War and bounce the Gilded Drake, then we can play it again. I'm going to remove, I think, Baral. It makes cheap all this. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let us think. I'm thinking maybe we remove the Frantic Search, because it's card disadvantage and we are kind of a card draw, trying to be controlling deck. The Mana Creep is going to be annoying, but we have the Tinker combo, so we need the cheap artifact, and we can just not play it until we know we're going to use it. Then the pod doesn't really work that well. Arcane Artisan neither. We have like a couple of good cards. This is exiled. Yeah. Then we have a couple of good cyber options, like big chunky spells. Keruga can also be good. Just at a glance, make sure to add one of these. Combine groups. And now let's check the color sources of this mess of a deck. Blue, 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 blue. So we have 14, probably with only 14. Like 12 should be just enough. For green, we have 4, and that's not good enough. So here we have 6 sources of green, and for black we have, sorry, for red we have 2, 3 for one spell. You can just remove the giant, don't play these two, play 1 and 1, and play something like Frantic Search or the Mass Manipulation. Problem with Mass Manipulation is that it's 6 mana to gain control of something. This is another way of trying to find the Blightsteel. And we have 3 extra spells, so maybe Amnitosuvir is not that great. And Keruga can... yeah, Keruga doesn't really work with our deck. No, I think I like the Bone Crusher. May just accept that this is going to be a bit worse mana-wise. Yeah, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4 sources of red. Yeah, that's kind of low. Well, but yeah, I think we can work with this. I'm going to try it and just see if it's too greedy. Let's just remove the Bone Crusher and play another forest. Play more lands. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Remove these two. That way we have all of these, which are 7, 10, 13. So 7, 13. Yeah. Let me take a good screenshot because that was pretty hideous. There we go. So let's go to the matches. See you then. Alrighty. Game number 1 against Mr. Bunbury, I think. This card is kind of OP. I'm going to give though. We have Factor Fiction. It's pretty good. Should we start on Island or on Botanical Sanctum? Let me check. We have the Harbor, so yeah, if we draw like 2 tap lands, I would prefer to play the Sanctum first, I guess. It's just the same thing. 3 speaker, oh, okay, that's kind of annoying. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'm going to go for this now. They can really level that up if we have a Ballista. They can't tap it for mana either. So if they level it up, we just kill it. So they are probably just not going to level it up. So you can try to just hold the Ballista for now, in case we draw Tinker. Basically it's a win-win situation. They can attack if they want to, yeah, that's fine. Port, okay. Okay. Weird. Okay. Ooh, Mana Crypt. So I can pump the Ballista and kill the 3 speaker. Oof, it's kind of... okay. If I just pass these flips too, I think I want to play the mana crypt. Just pass now. Thicket, okay. So they can't do anything here, I don't think. They can attack if they want to. Yeah, with the recruiter only. Let's see what they do now. If they try to level it up, fast bound. Okay. I think I let that resolve. I don't think I care about fast bound. They play okay. Well, I don't get that. Maybe they have a 4-drop in hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can ambush them with a torrential Gearhawk next turn. Yeah, I'm going to just attack here. Kill that guy. Tail never fails. Tail never fails. Tails never fails. Okay, and oh, this didn't flip because they play a fast bound. So it's going to flip now. That's fine. Yes. Okay, they don't activate in response, so they have something. So we have 4 and 2. Evolve. Sure. So we can factor fiction on remand. We can also just uptick the ballista. Okay. Just going to remand that. Hit me for 3. I guess we take that. So we can uptick here or FOF, not to FOF. Let's see what they do now. Have a Gilded Drake, Tinker, Mystic Snake. Nice. We're probably just going to take the Tinker, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. This is a nice, nice split. Tails, nice. Okay, so we can 1, 2, 3, wait, 2, 3, 4. So we can uptick this. We're probably just going to sacrifice the Mana Crypt. They are kind of an aggressive deck. You can play Tinker and hold up like counter here or forbid. I'm probably just going to start by attacking them. Or do I? This is not going to flip, so it's going to be a 2-2. Yeah, I think I'm going to attack. Nice. Tinker away that Mana Crypt. And put a good old Lifesteal Colossus into play. That should block pretty well. Now we have Forbid with buyback probably. Maybe we don't pay the buyback so we can play the Torrential Gearhawk next turn. Ooh, yes, Cradle. That's a good draw. You can draw more cards probably. I don't know what they can have that removes this. Maybe like Song of Dryads? There are not many answers to Lifesteal Colossus in this queue, so I'm way more proactive, way more going thinker into Colossus. In Vintage Cube, you sometimes can be afraid of Path to Exile and all that. Path to Exile, Source of Plowshares, Oblivion Ring. Here you don't have that, you know. Okay. Yep. They didn't have it. So they seem to be a rule kind of creatures deck. So I like the Giant. There is any other card we want? I don't think so. And now I need to see what to remove for the Giant. Really, the trap is a trap. The trap is a bit worse as a counterspell. It's just in most decks 4 mana counterspell that exiles, which is not bad, but I prefer to have that. So sure, with this we have 3 sources of red plus the Paradise Druid and our card draw. Okay, so this hand is turn 1 Tinker, right? It's a combo. Probably just going to go with this. It's all in to the extreme. But yeah, as I said, I don't think there are many ways of answering that in this queue, especially for Gruul. Like bouncing and all that, that could be fine, but yep, this is pretty nasty. What's fun is that that's the only thing we have, the rest of the hand doesn't really matter. Turn 1, Lifesteal Colossus. Nice soup. Let's see if they can answer this. I don't think there is like... There are a couple of pacifisms in green, like Utopia Bow, okay, yeah, Utopia Bow and all that, but I don't think it's in this queue. That was pretty nasty. Let's go to the next one. Alrighty, match number 2 against Jack Eller. I'm going to be on the play against this opponent. Yeah, this hand is fine. We are probably going to just start with a Paradise Druid into turn 3 capture or Mindbreak Trap. And I'm recording. Yeah. Yeah, turns out that counterspells and finishers gets the job done more often than not. Ooh, Faithless Looting turn 1. Let's see what they can do now. This is card disadvantage, so you need to have a reason to be playing Faithless Looting. You don't play Faithless Looting in your red aggro deck, right? Unless you're very afraid of floating out. So I expect them to have some form of graveyard shenanigans here, like Life from the Loam or the Reti or something like that, maybe. Currently liberated and wow. Okay. Wow. So yeah, I'm going to start with the Paradise Druid so we can hold a hard counter for turn 3. That's pretty important. I don't think they can reanimate the duplicant turn 2. And even if they can, it's just a 2-4, but yeah. So it seems that they should do a value Faithless Looting, appears to be. No, Goblin Welder, okay. Well, Remand is pretty good. So yeah, we can hold Remand and Essence Capture or Mindbreak Trap. That's a good draw, I think. So if they reanimate the duplicant, it's just a 2-4. So, oh yes, let's go. Mindbreak Trap is going to be good now. Ah, of course, a portal. That's all. I think I just remand that. I thought it was going to be a bit more fun, honestly. Okay, do I play the Stone Cold Serpent? Nah, I'm just going to play the Baral that leaves me with 3 mana, which is enough to cast the Mega Trap. And we can loot. So they seem to be a bit more on the try to do nonsense kind of deck. Okay. We can loot. Oh, this doesn't counter. Yeah, we can't loot. Nice. I thought we were going to loot for sure. Okay, so I'm going to just drop a big Stone Cold Serpent here. Try to put pressure. They can switch something with a Goblin Welder, but we don't have any other artifacts. So we are shields down now if they have a way of playing that. And, well, if they play the Corsi Portal and they change it, yeah. Let's see what they can do here. Pyromancer, okay. So they discard the thing, I forgot the name. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, Standard Titan, that's annoying. Oof, Tassa's Intervention is a great draw. Yeah. I'm going to just attack with the Stone Cold Serpent. They can attack with the Pyromancer and we can block. They can attack with all and we can just eat some tokens. We're just going to try to counter everything. We don't want them to reanimate the Titan, basically. And I'm going to probably put the counter on Baral, I think. Oblivion Stone. Yeah. This is X3. We don't need to do that. Wait, cancel. Sorry, this interface is a bit annoying. So we want to counter this. They have only 1 mana. So X2. Oh, I see. We have the Baral. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, we need to pay double blue. Okay. We are going to make this work. I promise you. Okay. Yeah, there is X2 done. Yeah. Sorry about that. That was pretty stupid. But yeah. This way we can continue to have essence capture. If they have any other thing, we are kind of screwed. But ooh, yes. Yes, that's better. That's better. Just trying to make them not have ever an artifact, basically. Mana creep doesn't do much, so I'm going to hold it. We can maybe change it for a counterspell later, or lure it away with Baral too. Oh yeah, they have this. That's with 1 counter. I want to counter that, but I might need to do that. Fate Resuring with flashback. Sure. They discarded 2 lands. They play another land, so a bit flooded. Mana leak. Okay, Mana leak doesn't do much, but at least we can use it to transform that forbid into 2 forbids. I'm pretty hype. I love forbid. I never actually get to buy Duak. Sure, I'm going to counter that. I'm sorry, guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, cancel. It's true that it only costs blue. Yeah, I'm going to discard this too. One, two, three, four, five. So I don't think I'm going to lose, because I have a counter spell which is exactly what I want, and I might want to have another. There is no need to mill the top of my deck basically. Directly. This doesn't do anything, right? I don't think it does anything. You can loot away a card. One, two, three, four, five. So if we attack with the Stone Cold Serpent, that should be lethal. Chalice for 0. We casted this. That should be enough now. Sorry, we countered like so many spells. Yeah. That's why I like counter spells in this cube so much. I think like most decks are trying to do something cool, something good, but we kind of can be the douchebag that just kills everything. Dragon Predator also looks good here. I'm going to remove 2 islands instead. It's going to make our mana a bit worse, but I also want to cast the Dragon Predator. So what can we remove here? Manowar isn't that great. Oh, maybe this, I don't know. Like bouncing one of their big payoffs is not that great. Yeah, I prefer to not have it. And then I don't know exactly what to remove here. I mean, just Barrel. I mean, Barrel is great and all, but yeah. Just go with this. I like Barrel more to like bounce with creatures, you know, that kind of thing. And I did want to remove like Ballista or the Stone Cold because we need to have some amount of artifacts for Tinker. Here I'm going to keep. We can do turn 2 Paradise Reading to turn 3 Mystic Snake, which is a pretty nice play pattern. We have a Lotus Bloom, which is amazing on the when you draw it. Ooh. Ooh. I want to fetch red with this, so I'm going to wait actually. Just going to play the Sanctum, then play the Druid. Next turn we play the other island, so we have 3 islands, or 2 islands, the Sanctum and the Druid. And we can hold Mystic Snake for the turn that Lotus Bloom goes off. Tormenting Voice, nice. Yeah, makes sense, Tormenting Voice in this deck. Ooh, Mana Leak. That could be strong. I think I still prefer... Wait. I can hold Mana Leak, then Thassa's Intervention, then Mystic Snake. Is that better? No, I think I'm more worried about their turn they go for Lotus Bloom. So I want to have Mana Leak, Mystic Snake for that turn. Just a hard counter. Wheel of Fortune, that's super annoying. Okay, and we drew kind of poorly. Well, we have the Tinker, so we also have the Mind Wreck Trap. Ooh, can we do both things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we can't. But we can play a land, play the Crypt, and Chalice for X2, I think. We played this and this, we have 6 mana. We pay 4, we have 2, then we generate 2 more. Yeah, that should be enough. So in short, let's play this. Oh, so let's see also what they discarded. Nothing really. Okay, so we cast this, kick this. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, just enough to counter something. Then we can go for Tinker or Suncoil Serpent. First spell they cast. So maybe we can also cast the Mind Trap for 0, depends on what they do. Okay. I would love them going for something like Empty Warrens, and we go in Mind Trap, exile everything. That's fine. Oblivion Stone. I don't think I care about that. Okay. That's super fine. Tails. Okay. So let's just play a land. Tinker. Put the Colossus into play and now hold the Member Trap. I could have played a mountain instead of this forest, just to have the bunker shine just in case. That might have been a good play, but yeah, if you watch this channel, it's not because you like wood plays, I guess. 6 mana. Okay. This doesn't kill. This. Okay, this works, so we need to counter this. Otherwise, they can exile the Blasting Colossus and have an 11/11. Okay, awesome. Let's go to the next one. Alrighty, we are in the finals. We have Ramp and Stonecold Serpent. We don't have an interaction. We are not really at Ramp deck. This is rough. We can go turn 2 Paradise Root, turn 3 at twice kicked Chalice, and turn 4 play at Big Stonecold. I think that's a good setup. It's not necessarily a win no slam. Ooh. We are not prepared for that, like not at all. Oh, okay. Just hope they don't have 12s. They can go off pretty hard now. Okay, that's just the one. So I think they're going to be setting up for now. So I'm going to just play the Paradise Druid and then maybe kick once the Chalice and hold the stroke. Like the Druid as an elf because it has protection, right? You can always take some value of it. Like if you play another elf, it may be not that great. Okay, so Lotus Petal can be pretty strong depending on what they do. If you play Lotus Petal, it's because you have something to do, really. See what they do. Probably play an elf. Oh, Volupreness. Ugh. Yeah, fine with that. Circular Griff is not bad. So, do we... I don't want to tap my Paradise Druid just yet. We can also bounce everything in a couple of turns. We have already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, so in a couple of turns we can just bounce everything off. Dryad. We can't counter that, so yep. That's a Dryad, that's not even an elf. By the way, I want to say I love Rebecca Gate's art. It's just so inspiring. I always get something of it. I really like it. I need to take 5 here, I don't mind. We can 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically do a stone cold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm going to hold for one more turn. We have 6 mana. If we just survive now, we can Cyclonic Rift. Just hope they go for a big chunky thing we can just counter. Then next turn we can just Cyclonic Rift. That has Forest Walk, I can't do anything. We are dropping very low, but we have the trump card in Cyclonic Rift. We are really hoping we get to resolve that, basically. Okay, that's fine. Sure. Do I want to do it now? If I do it now, they have 3 mana, they can go Dryad. They can go with this, I guess. That's the best they can do. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for... No, I'm going to do it now, I guess. They can float mana and all that, so... Kind of weird to do it my own end step, but I was still thinking. So next turn we can drop a Stone Cold or just hold the stroke. Probably we can do both, right? Six should be big enough. Let's hope. I got to say I never saw Lotus Petal in these kind of decks. You normally prefer to have your land drops. Oh, that's super annoying. It was pretty obvious that I was having like a counter spell, but still, super annoying. 3. Sure. Oh, build a Drake. So we can steal something. This has reach, so we don't care about the Drake still. We can steal the Polukranos and Monstrosity. Probably they have to Monstrosity. They have to Monstrosity Force 1. I mean for X0. Yeah, I'm going to steal this for sure. They can activate this for 0. Oh, that was a mistake, that big mistake. So I can do 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do that. One, two, three. And since we are at very low life total, I'm going to hold now. Okay, that was pretty rough. They could have Monstrosity for 0. That was probably the correct play, I think. Because if you Monstrosity for 0, then you can Monstrosity again, right? This has Forest Walk, so that's annoying. And we are flooding like pretty hard. Wow, they did it. What? Really? Maybe they think that they get back the Holochronos? They do not. Yeah. That card being a 2-1 Forest Walk is being really annoying. I'm not going to lie. That's a 3-turn clock, but we also have some creatures. We are hitting them for 16, so that's a 2-turn clock. I'm going to attack all. They probably don't have anything with haste, right? Just play out the Botanical Sanctum, I guess. So this is pretty close. Nice. Oof. That was super close. I think they had the win if they Monstrosity for 0 the Luchronos, for sure. Grape Shot can be useful, but I'm going to pick the Giant. That also trades with some stuff. Lava Dart can also be useful. We only have one mountain though, so I don't really want to sacrifice anything. What else? The Dragon Predator doesn't really look that great. So what are we going to remove here? Probably the Baral. It's a mana dork in a way. I like everything else, I think. Yeah, and bring these two. Yeah. Oops. Oof. We have turned to one Tinker again. Let's just keep this. And I think I'm going to Chalice for 0. Hello, like you can tap this for no reason. Colossus. Go. Yeah, Tinker is pretty messed up. Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. Nice. Okay, this is my second consecutive 3-0, so I'm pretty happy actually. I'm going to open the chest for you guys. I'm recording, yeah. Let's see what we have here. And it's an alternative art card that's not paid anywhere. Nice. And this card, I have two of these in Spanish in my binder. Is in my IRL binder. They are unsellable. They look like they don't cost anything. This costs like $10, so no one wants to buy that in Spanish. The art is cool though. Yeah. So it's Iona or something? No, it was. Oh yeah, Iona. Weird. And wait, why this is showing like well, the one was the I don't know what. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I want to go a bit about the deck. So this deck ended up being pretty good. I think we did like 2 or 3 Tinkers turn 1. That's pretty strong. We never actually drew the Wilderness Wreck, but the play pattern of playing that with counter spells is pretty strong. I played that in another video. And here we mostly just play like a bunch of counter spells, a bunch of interaction spells, a bit of ramp in Paradise Druid, in the Chalice and the Mana Crypt, and just try to ramp into interaction basically, which is kind of nonsense but works pretty well. We also had a good cyborg plan sometimes. I would have preferred to have like a Pyroclasm instead of a Bone Crusher Giant. That's something to improve. Probably just pick those a bit higher, especially in this queue where you can find like very free fixing for your order of color, right? So yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.